There was a promise, a sacred promise, written not in whispers but in law, chapter 6 of the Constitution of Kenya. A line drawn in history declaring that power will never again be abused, that leadership will remain service, that integrity will not be optional. But today, that promise is cracking, and standing at the center of this storm, a president of a country, Kenya, and a leadership now under the harsh light of its own constitution. Article 73(1) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 is clear. Power is a public trust, not a weapon, not a privilege, not a shield. Yet in recent times, Kenyans have watched decisions rise only to fall under the weight of legal challenges and public outrage. Policies questioned, processes doubted, a growing feeling that the Constitution is no longer the guide but an obstacle, and when the law becomes negotiable, what remains?
Kwa nini wanaumiza akina mama? Kwa nini wanaumiza watoto?
The right to assemble is an important constitutional right.
Amen.
Are our leaders truly abiding by the most supreme law of the land, or has the intoxicating nature of power finally overflowed in their veins? The Constitution is not merely a document, it is the bedrock of our democracy. Article 73(1)(a) explicitly mandates that authority assigned to a state officer is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that is consistent with the purposes and object of the Constitution. Yet, we are forced to confront a disturbing reality, a blatant, systematic denial of this mandate. When court orders, the final word of justice are treated as optional, and when the heavy hand of the state orchestrates unlawful arrests, that public trust is not just fractured, it is being dismantled. We must ask ourselves, when did it become tolerable for those tasked with the upholding of the law to act as if they are above it? Article 73(1)(a) further sets a standard that is not negotiable. Leaders must demonstrate respect for the people. It is the foundation of dignity in public service, the line that must never be crossed. But today, that line is being blurred, if not erased. Across the political stage, we are witnessing something deeply troubling. Leaders who were entrusted with power now speak in tones of dismissal, even contempt. The very citizens who lined up to vote, who placed their hopes in leadership, are at times reduced to insult, labeled as wapumbavu, as power retreats into a circle of loyalists and praise singers. This is not just bad politics, it is a direct contradiction of the Constitution, because when leadership begins to mock instead of listen, when it chooses loyalty over merit, when it replaces service with arrogance, then the respect is no longer present. And once respect is lost, the bond between the people and their leaders begins to break. So the question becomes unavoidable. Can a leader truly serve the people while speaking about them with such open disregard?
Yani mnafikiri mimi nitakuwa mjinga niwache watu wanipigia kura niende nitakutane na watu wa pumbavu?
Our Constitution sets a clear and an uncompromising standard. Under Article 73(1)(a), every state officer is called to bring honor to the nation and dignity to the office. But what Kenyans have witnessed is something else entirely. Public clashes, political blows traded openly, abusive language in public, and a leadership divided on display. Between government led by President himself and opposition led by impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Words have turned into weapons, offices into battlegrounds, and dignity has been left behind, because when leaders fight in the open, the nation bleeds in silence.
You cold-blooded thief.
Si umeona vile amekonda mpaka masikio inafanya nini? Na bado
nyinyi mumekula mpaka tumbo karibu inapasuka, mumekula mpaka kichwa imevimba na kiburi.
Finally, integrity, according to Article 73(1)(a) IV, is the backbone of leadership. Without it, power is empty. But today, scandal after scandal has shaken the public's confidence. Among them, the controversial SHA scandal. Questions unanswered, accountability delayed, transparency fading, and with every headline, trust slips further away. Because once the people stop believing, leadership loses its meaning.
Forget about the propaganda in the headline of the news that we lost, that some 50 billion can be lost. You know, people are mad.
Now here is my catcher. Article 73(1)(b) of the Constitution demands that leaders must serve, not rule. But are leaders serving by giving out threats right, left, and center? If you doubt this, here is a statement by the holder of the highest office in Kenya, the Commander-in-Chief. A cold, direct, and unsettling declaration that there are only three paths for resistance: Sayuni, Jela, or leave Kenya. Not guidance, not leadership, but fear. Is this governance or control?
Nyinyi mnanielewa? Tunaelewana? Na nimewaambia mambo ni mangapi? Matatu. Wakitaka kuniletea kisirani, either wahame Kenya, ama nitawaweka jela, ama wasafiri waende mbinguni.
Hello Kenyan, this is no longer about politics. This is about a constitution fighting to be respected. This is about a people demanding to be heard. This is about a nation standing at a crossroads. Because in Kenya, the law is not weak, it is only ignored. And the greatest danger is not what leaders do, but what the people allow them to do. Please give me your views in the comment section. Samuel S. Olunani, LTV.